Well, earlier I asked market analyst Peter McGuire how concerned he is.
Well, I'm not really sure whether recession's imminent, but all of a sudden you've got some news events and as far as data being taken on board from the market's perception, and it's saying, are we in a good space or in a bad space? There are so many different moving parts with trade wars and now the talk as far as US going to open up and take tariffs and introduce tariffs to Europe as well. So these factors, I think, are going to play in to make it a very, very tough 6 months ahead.
Tough 6 months ahead. So are we likely to see central banks cutting interest rates further and basically putting in place additional fiscal measures to protect their economies?
I think so. We've seen a concerted effort across central bankers over the last 12 to 18 months globally, and that's going to, I think, maintain, kicking that can down the road as far as cheap money. And there are probably further cuts to happen across many of those markets. It's not a rosy picture from an interest rate perspective, and it's going to get even, I think, tougher or better from a consumer's point of view.
Which particular Asia-Pacific economies do you think will cut interest rates further?
Well, I feel as though that you're going to get probably cuts across Singapore. I wouldn't be surprised you'd take China on board and probably Japan if they can cut any further. So there's the first part, and I feel as though you see the likes of Indonesia, Malaysia, and the other markets follow suit.
So from now until the end of the year, are we likely to see investors staying away from risky equity markets and just shifting their attention to the safety of bonds and precious metals like gold?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's only the early start of October, and we wouldn't be surprised to see a softness appear into the market and further sell-offs if that data is as any representation of what we saw as that ISM 47 handle. So if that continues, you're going to see a softness in equities. Yes, you'll see a flight to safety, bonds and precious metals, and it could be a nice time for the next 3 months for that market.
Market strategist Peter McGuire joining us earlier from our Sydney studios.